Hey guys, my name is Priscilla Elias and today I'll tell you what are the 7 mistakes that every beginner photographer makes and how to easily fix them. As a beginner photographer, it is easy to forget or not to know that if you keep your subject too close to the background, you will get everything in focus. Create that beautiful blurry bokeh effect by bringing your subject a little bit further from the background, and you'll see it instantly stand out. A good photo composition is everything, but it takes time to master it. Most part of the mistakes beginner photographers make are related to bad composition. Too much information on a photo, colors that don't work well together, strange angles, the subject looking to the wrong direction, and so on. When you shoot something, think about what you want people to see in your photo and make your subject stand out. You can do that either by using the depth of field tip I just gave you. You can use leading lines from the background that bring the attention to your subject. You can use color compositions that go well together. And you can also place your subject in specific areas of your photo where it'll naturally stand out. And for that, you can use the grid that nowadays both cameras and most cell phones have to place what you want to be the main thing in your photo exactly where the lines cross each other. And if you want more tips, details, and examples on how to make a good photo composition, check out the video that will be linked up here and also in the description. A beginner photographer many times does not give enough thought to angles. I did this mistake myself several times as a beginner, and even nowadays I still have to be careful to get this right in some situations. Have in mind that whatever is closer to your lens will look bigger on your photo. If you're shooting a portrait, you probably don't want your subject to end up with a nose that looks bigger than it really is. So I don't suggest you use a 16mm and get really close to that person to shoot. Stay a little further, use a 50mm or an 85mm, and the face will be in balance. But then maybe you want to make a car or something else look really big on your photo. So in this case, you can use the same 16mm, get really close to the car or the subject, and it will be huge compared to what is around it or behind it. Also, explore angles when you're shooting something. Most people just get somewhere, look to something and shoot straight away. Take a walk around and try some different angles. You'll come up with much better pictures. Overexposed or underexposed photos is another mistake beginner photographers make all the time, and hey, it's part of the game. It takes time and practice to master the exposure triangle composed by ISO, aperture, and shutter speed, and until then, exposure can be a problem. If it helps you, use the histogram in your camera so you will know if your exposure is well balanced. You can also find a detailed explanation about what exposure is and how each of its elements work in the video I'll link above and in the description. Lack of focus is also a problem new photographers frequently deal with. This can happen either due to improper aperture versus distance to the subject, or also because of your shutter speed versus movement. So in order to avoid problems with focus, first, watch your aperture, meaning if you're too close to a subject and you want to get it entirely in focus, don't shoot 1.2 aperture. If you have your aperture too wide, your depth of field is very narrow, and if you're too close to the subject, you'll probably have problems. And then if you're shooting handheld or if your subject is moving during the shots, make sure you keep your shutter speed high enough to avoid blurry photos. And also, if you want to understand this better, I have an entire video only talking about focus. The link will be here in the description as well. This is a basic but very powerful tip. One of the biggest mistakes as a photographer are crooked lines. Sometimes your horizon line is like this, and you forget to simply fix it in Lightroom or Photoshop. Getting your line straight makes the whole difference in the photo, and even if you don't consciously know it, you kind of feel it in your heart, you know? Editing is the cherry of the cake in a photo. Editing your work is extremely important and is what will make you stand out from so many other well-taken photos out there. It gives your work that special final touch and also authenticity. It makes your photo look like you. Now, if you overdo it, it can also be a problem. Don't go too crazy on pushing too much your highlights, shadows, clarity, saturation, and everything else. It's just like cooking. A food with no sauce or salt will probably taste like nothing, but a food with too much salt or sauce will be impossible to eat as well. So just be careful with that. Enough mistakes. If you ever made this, and I know you did, we all did, keep these things in mind, grab your camera right now and go take some awesome photos. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and also click the notify button so you will know when I release new videos. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!